Hi, my name is Yolanda Keabetswe Mogatusi, and I'm with Team ALKEMAIZE. We are a studio based in South Africa, and yeah, we aim to create games that kind of change and shift people's perspectives through play. To create games that through, as a player engages with them, they start kind of shifting some of the previous perspectives they've had, either about themselves or about the world. And really we focus really much on kids right now, but really to kind of encourage kids to be more confident kids and kids who really see themselves for who they really are and not be so bogged down by sometimes the negative perceptions around the world. Kind of, yeah. About or just the negative, just sometimes things that they hear that surrounds them, but to really remember who they are. Yeah. I think from the bit of research that I've done, I mean, the gaming industry is growing. It definitely grew over COVID, you know, everyone being kind of stuck at home and such. I think it grew by, I think it was like 11% or something. But compared to the bigger world market, it's still a very small number. I think we have about 11 million gamers, if I'm not incorrect. That could be incorrect, but yeah, it definitely grew, but it's not. It's not even a fraction of what the world, kind of the whole total for the worldwide gaming industry is. So we still have a long way to go and to catch up. Yeah. So we are producing a game called Rapz, and Rapz is a 2D dress-up game with a narrative slant to it, and it's about this young girl who has just big hair and these big problems, and through each stage of the game and through each scene of the game, you're basically helping her to solve this particular problem in each scene so that you can move on to the next scene, but all with the goal of getting to her friend's party at the end of the day. So I mean, she's got this huge head of hair. At one point she has to get ready for school, and she's got to do her edges, and then in another scene she has to participate in a swimming gala, and she has to try and get her big hair into this like swimming cap, you know, and throughout the day you're just helping her with various things and such. And yeah, and I think the game is definitely to engage young kids, particularly also young kids of color, to kind of engage with the game and to, you know, an introduction into gaming, but also to kind of affirm them as they're playing the game and they are dressing up this little character that is Rapulani and taking her through the day.